You have a scrolling addiction because you don't give yourself the structure you need. The truth is, back when I was scrolling around 10 hours a day, it was my fault. I couldn't blame the phone, I couldn't blame the companies because at the end of the day, I was the one waking up, grabbing my phone, and scrolling. It's not the company's fault. It's not your phone's fault. It's not the app's fault. And if you keep blaming the externals, you're not going to change. But what will help you is taking accountability. So the first step of this video, understand that it's you in the driver's seat. You are the one who chose to scroll those times. You're the one who is also choosing to watch this video and change, right? So it's a duality, right? You're responsible for the negative, you're responsible for the positive. But if you take accountability, you completely accept that you are in the driver's seat, that's how you can change. So when I was scrolling 10 hours a day, first of all, it was my fault. But second of all, I didn't give myself the structure I needed. Back in that first example, I would wake up and my phone would be right on the table, right next to me. So is it really a wonder that I would reach for it first thing and I would just start scrolling? It's no wonder when you first wake up, you're not all there, right? People drink coffee for a reason. And expecting yourself to use willpower and discipline when over the past days, weeks, months, even years, you haven't, is just idiotic, right? You can't rely on willpower and discipline. They're nice. But ideally, you live the kind of life where you don't even need those things. Where your day is so structured that you don't even think about scrolling. You don't have to fight yourself. You just live your life. And so the first step of building this structured routine is to have a structured routine. Because whether you believe it or not, you already do have a routine. But it's not the kind of routine you think of. Your routine is waking up and scrolling until 2 a.m. That's the routine you've built so far. And it's hard to make a routine, but we've already gotten that part, right? We already had a routine. You just have to replace it. And replacing something is a lot easier than starting from complete scratch. So, using the triggers that you already have in your structure, we can use those same triggers to something positive, which is the second step. Have certain activities, and I really, really, really recommend working out, training, exercise, whatever you want to call it, some kind of physical activity. I recommend it to people who I coach as well. Having that physical exercise, particularly early in the day, sets you right. Right before this video, I had a workout, and so I feel great. I'm feeling on task. And having that kind of activity instead of scrolling can change your day. I mentioned this earlier, but the earlier on in the day it is, the better off you'll be, because then you'll have the positive effects of that, feeling like you did something, that positive momentum for the rest of the day. But all you have to do is do one thing. And so having those activities be triggered by the usual triggers is a game changer. I want you to think about the triggers you have in your day right now. Because it's not random when you scroll, right? It's not just like a random thought pops up, you do it. No, it is specific times of day, events, circumstances. For me, the three biggest ones were when I would first wake up, when I would get back home from the gym, or when I'd get back home from school. Any of these three were my triggers. So like I get back home and I just feel tired from school or the gym, or I'd wake up and I was tired. Those were my triggers. And so removing just those three triggers made it so that I scrolled 80% less. That's the kind of ROI we're talking about here, where if you just remove and change how three things in your brain operate, you can go to 2 hours of scrolling just like that. And so how you replace triggers is by transmutation. Transmutation as in transmuting one chemical into another, like in alchemy. In this case, we're doing it with our habits. The easiest way to do it, and this is what I've used so many times, put a sticky note on your phone. Like when you wake up and you go back to the same exact routine that you've been doing, no. The night before, or especially right now since you're watching the video, get a sticky note and just write, go work out. So that when you wake up in the morning, you go reach for your phone, but the sticky note is right there. You can't ignore it. And so it's a constant reminder of it, as well as setting phone alarms, putting a paper on the wall, anything to remind you of the task. That's how you transmute it. And the third and final step. So we've been going through accountability and also how to build a structure, right? The first step was realizing that you do have a structure. You just have to replace it with the triggers. The second step was implementing certain activities. I really recommend exercise into that structure and replacing them. The third is not a disclaimer, but it's a mindset that I want you to have. So far, you've watched this video, you've taken accountability, you have all that set up, right, in your head. But then tomorrow's going to roll around. And if you don't listen to this part of the video, you're going to go back to exactly what you've been doing. You're going to feel motivated right now from this video. Tomorrow, you're just going to keep scrolling, right? The actual game changer that I need you to understand is lowering the effort of your routine. There's a reason I didn't tell you a step-by-step daily routine that goes from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. No, I'm saying the easier and simpler your routine is, the more likely you are to do it. Who would have known? But my routine consists of 3 things. Cold shower first thing in the morning, workout, video. If I hit those 3 things, I'm almost guaranteed that my day is going to be a good day. And that's how it is. Like, the easiest and simplest routine is one thing. Now, of course, we don't want to just do one thing, but stop thinking in terms of the perfect day. Think about the first steps of a perfect day. What would that look like to you? What would the first few things that you do in your day look like in your perfect day? Because let's be real, if you do the first steps of the perfect day, you're probably going to do the rest of them, right? The focus should be on the morning, on the first few things you do. And if you make them easy, I'm talking about like the morning shower, it takes 4 minutes. The easier those things get, the easier you'll be on those bad days. Because we all have good days, bad days, right? On good days, it's easy to be motivated, right? There's probably a reason why you're inconsistent with scrolling. Like one day you might actually do something, and the next day you crash and burn. Why is that? It's because you have good days and bad days. But having a perfect routine on a bad day is impossible. You are not going to do your perfect routine on a bad day, let alone even a few things. But what you can expect from yourself is easy steps in your perfect day. That's what you're going to do. And so even if you do just the first step of that perfect routine, you can be happy with yourself because you stepped up on that bad day. And let's be real. Real talk. If the first step of your routine is hard, you're not going to do it on a bad day. So you might as well make it easy, and you can do whatever you want for the rest of your routine, but make sure that first step is easy. Because I don't want you to go through the same feeling I had when I'd feel motivated, have a routine set up, and then I would wake up and immediately scroll. Like, that would make me so disappointed in myself. I vividly remember going through that over and over again. If you have to take one thing away from this video, make the first thing of your day as easy as possible. Only then will you actually do it. And so if you've been watching along with this video, you realize that routine is the solution for scrolling. Simply put, if you're doing something else, you can't scroll. And that's exactly the methodology I use to help you out. Because let's be real, you're stuck in a rut, you've been scrolling, and if nothing changes, where do you think you'll end up just in 5 years? You'll be in the same exact spot you're in right now. And I don't want that for you. I want you to get better. And so there's a link in the description for a bunch of guys that I'm helping with the scrolling. Link in the description.